my professional life, I'm a management consultant. I work with management teams from all over the world. Literally, I've worked on the ground in 4 continents, 25 countries, with teams, with managers from probably 45 countries. The biggest difficulty is often just understanding what it means to be a manager in these different countries. Who has authority? Who has the right to speak? There are so many differences in the human race that it's hard to believe it until you've actually been out there working with so many different people. And that's why I view this generosity vision as really key, something that's really important for the future of humanity, if I can be so grand. Simply because we need to spend a lot of time getting to know each other. We are more different than sometimes we think on the surface. And it takes a while to get under someone else's skin, really start sharing, and not only find those differences, which pop up pretty seriously now and then, but to be able to solve them. It takes a lot of time, a lot of patience, a lot of effort, and I think the generosity vision is important. So I thank Dave for creating this and giving us this opportunity to begin sharing. There's a lot of work in neuroscience, psychology, political science, and so on that demonstrates that we all have sort of 2 poles to our brain. One is an authoritarian pole, which the predominant emotion is often anger, but it's defensive, it defends our territory, and so on. We all have it, perhaps we all need it. But the other pole, which we think needs to be strengthened far more, is the pole that looks for common ground, the pole that is compassionate, empathetic, that can look at someone who is angry, who perhaps comes from a very different tradition, a scary tradition, and can smile and try and make an emotional connection. And that is a huge challenge. And some of us noted that our own spiritual practices have helped us develop that second pole, the seeking for common ground pole, so that we don't reflexively react in that defensive, angry, I've got to protect myself mode. Now, the connection with media is there's plenty of stories out there that appeal to that authoritarian, defensive, us, them, they're the enemy, we've got to protect ourselves mode. How can we use the media, generosity, and any other media that we have any influence over to get more stories out there showing how individuals or groups are using the other pole, and using the other pole constructively to make connections with other groups, to make connections with people who are different, to solve problems with people who are different? How can we make that interesting?